Hey guys, I bet you're wondering how I got here. Just kidding. So I'm really drunk at this point. It's a third video in the 3-part series. I had a really cute intro, but I deleted it on accident. So let's just hop right into the video. I'm spilling real tea here, guys. You have to watch the whole thing, okay? Okay, I'm just wearing different outfits, so it looks like I'm just changing jackets, so it looks like I'm wearing different outfits altogether. I think you guys deserve all of me in this video, and it says drunk girl video. So I need to finish what I started, you know? Here we go. This is a margarita, and it says, get toasty. My ex loves making toasts. Like, it's really fucking funny and cute, kind of, but it's really fucking funny. This is 75% tequila. Give me a minute. Okay, so I drank most of it, but I'm going to sip the rest of it through this video. But as you guys can see from the title, this is like a relationship advice from a drunk single girl, you know? And I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't think I actually had something to say. But I do have a lot to say. I feel like I'm kind of like Dr. Phil. And I feel like I'm kind of like a wise owl. And I feel like, you know how they say, you know how they say like, you need to like live through other people's experiences. I feel like I do that, and I feel like I learn a lot from it. So I'm making this up as I go. I don't have any notes or anything. So here's like 5 tips from me on how to, you know, have a successful relationship. Yeah, single or not, how to be a successful person and have a successful relationship. Okay, so first things first, and relationship means any relationship. Relationship with your parents, relationship with a significant other, relationship with your friends, relationship with yourself. Like, you need to have open communicate. Okay, also, I said it in my last video, but if my eyes are twitching, I'm so sorry, but I have no control over it. So just try not to notice. Okay? Okay. So rule number 1, not rule number, but tip number 1, open communication. Communication is key to everything. If we as a human race had better communication, there would not be war. Hitler probably would have not even been Hitler. Slavery probably still would have happened, because let's not get into that. But still, like, open communication can get you so far and change so many things within your own life. So what I mean by that is, like, let's say I want to like kind of like role play a little bit, but I don't have anybody here with me. So let's say you get into a misunderstanding with a friend or a significant other, and you realize halfway through that you're wrong. What are you gonna do? You need, tip number 2, sub tip into tip number 1. You need to be able to realize that it's okay to be wrong sometimes. This is like the biggest thing for me that I had to come to conclusion with. Like, it's okay to be wrong. It is so okay to be wrong. You do not always need to be right. And it's like, if you can learn something from a situation, then learn something from it. Like, I don't really know what else to say. You get me? Like, misunderstandings happen, but the only way of misunderstanding... Okay, so let's make a timeline. I'm gonna get my book out. Okay, so let's say there is I'm gonna scribble, so don't mind me. A misunderstanding. Oh, that's a long word. Misunderstanding, right? That is going to lead to a conversation. From there, there's 2 ways it can go. There's good communication. I ran out of space. Pretend that says communication. That leads to a solution. Or there's an argument. And arguments that come from a simple conversation usually stem from either a past anger that you have not communicated to your significant other, your friend, or your parent, whatever relationship it is, the other person, if they bring hostility into the mix, pretend I'm writing real words. If they bring hostility into the mix, of course it causes an argument instead of a simple conversation that leads to a solution. Okay? Yeah. So the misunderstanding goes to conversation. The conversation can go two ways, into argument. I messed up because I'm drunk. But I feel like I'm making really good sense right now. Like, for instance, like, if something's bothering you, okay, here's my thing. If you're in a relationship, you should feel comfortable speaking to whoever it is. Okay, I guess, like, if we are talking about in a relationship, but this can be, I'm going to talk about in a significant other relationship, but this can be used with all other relationships. But if you're in a relationship, I feel as though you should be able to openly speak about things without it turning into an argument, or without it turning into a fight, or without it turning into like a huge conundrum. You get me? I have actually seen this in a lot of my girlfriends who are in relationships, and they will literally feel something. They will feel a certain type of way and not want to speak on it because they know their significant other will turn it into an argument, and they obviously don't want to argue, but they feel like they deserve to be heard, which is true. You always deserve to be heard. Do you hear me? I really did throw that Sharpie at you guys. But you deserve to be heard, and your emotions deserve to be put into consideration with other people. Like, if you are in a relationship, you are agreeing to take another person's emotions into consideration. If you're not ready for that, you're not ready for a relationship. And that's just that on that. I wasn't ready. And that's why I really haven't been in a real life relationship like this whole time. But I have been in relationships where people were ready and I wasn't, and I was mistreating them, and I was just turning things upside down into roller coasters. You get me? And that's what happens when you're not ready. So if you're not ready to take another person's feelings and emotions into consideration, you should not be in a relationship. And that's that on that. That has to be at least 3 tips. So let's go to number 4. Number 4. What's number 4? What advice would I give you guys about that? So listen. Let's look at it like this. I like diagrams because I'm a visual learner. Here's 2 people, right? That's about 50%, 50%, 50, 50. If you're giving 50 and you're giving 50, of course it makes 100%, but what is the other 50% of you doing? And what's the other 50% of you doing? Are you putting in all the effort you need to make this person happy? Oh, another thing. X out what I just said, because quite frankly, I'm about to spill tea. I'm about to spill tea right now. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Will Smith taught me this, so I do not by any means own what I'm about to say. This is me. This is another person. We are 2 separate beings, right? We are 2 separate people, 2 separate beings, living our own lives, having our own experiences, having our own friends, having our own selves. We are 2 separate people. If we choose to walk through life together, that is a choice made and agreed upon by 2 people. But that no longer means that I am dependent on you for my own happiness. I'm not dependent on you for my own company. I'm not dependent on you for anything, because at the end of the day, We are two separate beings. We are not two halves to one whole. We are two whole people choosing to walk through life together. You get me? So with that being said, if you feel dependent on your significant other, you should, like, I want you guys to be able to apply this to, like, your parents and your friends and everything else. Like, for me, even, I felt like I was too dependent on my dad, and I had to take that back. I need to be my own person. I need to learn what being me really means. I need to know if I am able to survive in this world on my own, because at the end of the day, you are on your own, and not in a depressing way, but in a inspirational way. You get me? Like, I don't know if this whole video is going to make sense. I don't even know if I'm going to post it because I feel like I'm rambling. But anyway, I am my own person. I am working on my own being. I'm working on my own happiness. I know I can provide for myself. I know I can survive by myself. You get me? So that alone helps me to realize that I am ready to live my life with someone else, knowing that I am secure within my own self. Okay? So if you ever feel like you get into any type of relationship, a relationship with your friends, like, you're allowed to be dependent on your parents up until a certain point, but you need that independence to really find out who you are as a person. So say that other person comes into your life. If they add to your happiness, if they add to, like, your company, if they add to the success that's coming into your life, I believe that it's a successful relationship. But if you are codependent at any point, or if the other person is codependent at any point, if, like, I'm depending on you for my happiness, if you leave, I will no longer be happy with myself, then that's a problem. You get me? And I feel like that's, like, the main thing. You get me? So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is, honestly, all I see these days about relationships is cheating. When I think of relationships these days, in this century, to this day, on January 12th or 13th, I don't really know, 2019, all I think of is, like, wow, like, all you guys really focuses on is, like, cheating and blah, blah, blah. You're glorifying cheating at this point. You're glorifying men who don't cheat. You're glorifying women who don't cheat. But when in reality, the standard is to not cheat. Who cheats on their spouse? Who does that? That's really effed up if you do that to somebody that you care for or if you love for. You feel me? Like, yeah, I think that's crazy. You shouldn't let anything like that. That is not the standard. You set your own standard. That's another thing that I wanted to say, is all the things that you see on social media and all the things that you see, like, through other people, it can inspire you, but don't let it set a bar for you. You're living your own life. If you have a significant other come into your life, they can't do what the people on Instagram do for. So I low-key just ran out of storage, but that's kind of embarrassing, so I have to finish this video. But yeah, you don't let the people on Instagram determine what your relationship is supposed to be. If your partner is giving 110% of what they can be giving, then you need to accept that wholeheartedly. If that's not what you want, then you need to communicate that to your partner and let them know that that's not what that you want in a relationship. You need to know what you want before you go to another person and start expecting random stuff out of them. Okay? Okay. I think that's all from this segment of relationship advice from a single drunk girl. But if you guys want more, any type of advice from a drunk girl, just let me know. I have, like, a whole column that I'm gonna start or whatever. My eye's still twitching, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, okay guys, thanks. Like this video, comment down more video description, video content ideas, like video ideas down below, down here, and subscribe. subscribe to my channel because there's more to come. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really faded right now. Come in. This is my best friend, Divyanka. Like in my last video, you would have heard of her. KK. She has an ankle bracelet. A wrist bracelet.
You mean a wrist bracelet?
Because she is broken.
I'm a
okay.
bitch.
Bye. Thanks. Hey, bitch.